What? Did you expect any of that? I didn't expect any of that. This doesn't fit in my theories at all. Or does it? I don't know. I mean, I'm mind blown. My mind is blown. I have been bamboozled, and that is hard to do. And it's weird because I don't, there's, this is what I have been left for you. Yellow, my little filmer dudes and my super sleuths, thank you for joining me on another Let's Solve DTF St. Louis. Episode 5 is I would say the one that sheds new light on everything, and I do mean everything. And for me, I think that this episode is an episode in which it gives us, or rather its purpose is to finally give out more clues. Now, I do have a few things to say. A new suspect, a new theory. 2 theories? I don't really know. I got something new to add. Sorry, Richard. We're gonna take our eyes off of you just for a little bit. We're gonna put Richard to the side and we're gonna look at somebody else. Somebody that I definitely think that we should have been looking at. And that's on me. That's on me. Now for the episode 5 clues, if we were to go scene by scene, I bet you we could find galore amount of clues, but we're just going to go with the few that stood out to me and the ones that I feel like are the most important. And if there's any that I missed, leave them in the comments below. Now the most obvious one is that Carol's got a sealed conviction. I definitely think that this sealed conviction has got something to do with her ex-husband. Did he die? Floyd did say was. Well, we can assume that semantically he is talking about was an a-hole when they were together, not that he was an a-hole and he's dead. The cops are falsifying an application so that they can see what this expunged, this sealed conviction is. And what's interesting is that it's Detective Donahue who's making Detective Plum do this. It was his idea, it's his suggestions, it's his methods, yet he's not the one doing it. He's the one making Detective Plum do it. Old habits are hard to change, especially the bad ones. So, Donahue, I've had my eyes on him, but I have my eyes on you now, not as a suspect, kind of as a suspect, but mostly as somebody who is not a good person. But needless to say, they are going to get into this expunged conviction, so we will figure out what that is next episode, possibly, potentially, probably, most likely. Then Clark is lawyered up, but it's because he is hiding something that is going to hurt Floyd. Now, okay. Floyd is gone already. So in what way will the rest of the story hurt Floyd in the way that it'll hurt his reputation? I mean, Clark is out here defending Floyd's reputation. No, he wasn't trying to sleep with a man. No, he wasn't this. He was wonderful. He was someone who was amazing and great. But what if Floyd wasn't? Because again, this whole episode has shown us new lights about Carol, about Floyd, about Clark. Some good things, some not good things. And some of the not good things about Floyd is that this man is quite manipulative. So what if Clark knows the real Floyd? I mean, Clark is a newsman. He understands how one little misinformation can be misconstrued into something entirely different. So I think that Clark is worried about the rest of the story because whatever happened paints Floyd in a bad light, in a way that's not wonderful, that's not kind or selfless at all, but rather a little selfish. And Clark doesn't want to do that to Floyd. Third, Floyd saves somebody. And this is important because this is right after Floyd tells Clark that he wants to watch them because he wants to participate in the intimacy thereafter, in the conversations, in the being part of one to him, because it's not about doing the deed that is intimate, but it's the thereafter that's intimate for him. But he, being Floyd, sees somebody that he recognizes is blind walking to his death. So Floyd sacrifices the thing that he just said that he wanted the most to save somebody that he did not even know. And to both Carol and to Clark individually, I think this is the moment that both of them, well, I mean, for Carol always loved Floyd, but you know, she was reminded there again, but I think this was the moment that Clark fell for Floyd. So what did Carol and Clark talk about while Floyd was grabbing some lemonade? Or rather, I think he was just pretending to find some lemonade because he's like, oh, we didn't have any water or sugar or lemons. I didn't have anything. Turns out I didn't need to leave at all. And it was just so weird. That whole exchange was weird, as if he knew that Carol needed to talk with Clark and he gave him that space. So what did Carol and Clark talk about? I'm pretty sure we're going to find out either next episode or the next. We only have 2 left. I would like to know because Carol clearly doesn't like Amphicine. She doesn't like that Amphicine is going to tamper with the other medication that Floyd has and it's going to mess with his heart. And then finally, the Dick story has not yet completed. This dude it keeps saying, oh, this is a story, I'm gonna tell you the story, and then every time Clark's like, oh, and this is what happens, Floyd says, oh no, that happens much later. Oh, are you Ted Mosby? Get on with it. Finish the story. I don't want to have to squirm another episode, please. I've done my fair share of squirming. It was uncomfortable, and I need to know what's going on. Please and thank you. Moving on. I said that we are moving on from Richard, and yes, we are. We're moving on from Richard just for this week. 1 week is what we're giving Richard of freedom. Just 1 week of freedom. Have fun, Richard. Do whatever you want to do, because we're going to be looking at Emmy. Oh, yes. Oh, sweet Emmy. When I saw her this episode, something changed, and I audibly said, uh-oh, Emmy. I just would like you to look at her, just watch her demeanor all throughout the season. Watch her interacting with Clark in comparison whenever she's not interacting with Clark. For example, in this episode alone, when she and Clark and the girls are playing headbands from episode 1. Was it 1 or 2? I think it was episode 1. Headbands. She was completely happy until Clark gets like I think it was a text from Floyd. He claims it's from the station and he has to go get it, so he leaves. Her demeanor suddenly changes, and what she says is, okay, that is okay, girl. And then when the detectives are asking her about the bike, she keeps saying, I haven't seen this bike in a long time. I think she said it like 2 or 3 times. I haven't seen this bike in a long time. I don't know where it is. I haven't seen it. Her nervousness around these cops, if she had nothing to hide, why would she be nervous? I know a lot of people get nervous around stuff. I mean, I do too, but is this a timeline thing or is she lying? I think it's a little bit of both. I think that Emmy is definitely onto something. Like, again, if we were to revisit episode 1 or 2, whichever episode is the one where they say on the news that Clark has been arrested because of his suspicion against Floyd and that there was an affair, her face was not one of devastation and shock. It was one of, I know, and I'm mad. She's just playing it as if she already knew. And, you know, I do want to say that before people bring up the whole, well, Floyd did say where we're talking about being DTF with our wives again. I don't think that he was talking about being DTF in a swinger sense and exchanging wives. I think he was saying we're trying to get DTF with our own wives so that we can, you know, get that spark in our relationships back. That's why they're doing this whole thing, so that Clark can get back with Emmy and Floyd can get back with Carol. However, if they're doing this for the wives, for the 4 of them, why is Emmy excluded? It's so odd and bizarre, is it not? So what if Clark does fall in love with Floyd and a little bit Carol? Sure, Carol's like part of the equation because, you know, Clark's a dog, but Clark's heart belongs to Floyd and Carol's heart belongs to Floyd as well. And I don't think that they think that this is necessarily an awful thing, especially if sexually they kind of can work it out amongst the 3 of them. I think that Clark did fall for Floyd, because why else would he get him the health insurance? Why else would he care so much to take off 2 pieces of bacon but leave 1 for flavor? That is not something that that you do for your friend, dude. So I think that Clark, having spent all of this time, having spent all of this money on the Smirniches, slipped up somewhere and Emmy found out. And Emmy, and I hate saying it because I don't really want it to be the jealous wife who did it, but I mean, if Emmy somehow masterfully, you know, grabbed everything, was like, you know what? I am going to frame Clark, but she didn't know about the life insurance because how else would she know? Maybe she didn't know. She could be a girl's girl. Let Carol off the hook a little bit with some money. But essentially, it's Emmy's fault. She's framing Clark for killing Floyd, and she gets rid of Floyd, and essentially lets Carol live without anybody at all. Wow, that's dark. And now I would like to present a new-ish theory. I guess it's not really a suspect per se, but it is. Does anybody find it weird and odd how much Carol and Floyd are basically sucking the life out of Clark? His money, his benefits, his finances. I guess that's funny. Still, it seems so quite predatory on the other foot now, because all I saw this episode, and even last episode, but more so this episode, was Floyd's subtle manipulation on Clark, and it was very similar to Carol's. Just Carol's was a little, what is it? Just right on the platter. His is underneath the lettuce. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hers is more obvious, his was not. My analogies are gone. So what if Carol and Floyd started out as a like, oh, we're going to do this as a plan to get Floyd, and then somewhere down the line, both of them kind of just got feelings with Clark, or maybe none of them got feelings with Clark, or maybe only Floyd got feelings for Clark, which is why Carol's like, oh, why is Clark over here? It could be not. It could still be Richard. I'm not quite sure. But this week, really, what stood out to me was the Emmy thing. And this whole, are we tricking Clark? Is Clark really the victim in all of this? Is Clark being framed by both Floyd and Carol? Floyd after death? You tell me. We only have 2 episodes left, so I guess we'll see. We'll have to wait and see how the rest goes. So leave your comments in the comments below. Once again, my social media links are in the description below, and I will see you next time. You've just been Montified.